agricultural sector in Nigeria actually makes the most money, I would say, is cocoa. And the problem like that is not only Nigeria, it's Ivory Coast, Ghana, all of us that actually have the largest exportation of cocoa is that we do not turn it into finished product. That is our issue because more than 70% of the revenue goes to all these chocolate factories outside Africa. When Africa and there is no value, how many chocolate factories do you have in Africa that wants to make that kind of revenue? Imagine the chocolate factory, I'm sure it makes more than $100 billion every year. That was what the Ghana president was talking about. But Africa, we're not going to sell up to like 10% of the revenue. It does not make any sense when you are the ones get harvesting, planting, and so that's just.
Can I shock you?
Yeah.
I think second or third largest cocoa exporter in the world. You would think it would be any of the countries you just mentioned. Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Namibia, the countries in the Americas, South America, so like Colombia and the likes. But no, it is Netherlands. They even the largest exporter of cocoa.
So they export cocoa also.
Yeah.
I think that means the largest
they buy from other countries.
They buy
and resell.
And then they resell.
Wow. So packaging.
Exactly. So they buy the cocoa seeds from the import from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Cote d'Ivoire, from the countries out Latin America. They bring it into their ports. Then they sell to other countries.
Wow. So what they are doing is like
and once it comes in, it becomes a part of their GDP. Then when they exactly so they are regarded as one of the largest exporters of cocoa in the world, and they don't produce any cocoa. No, I don't say there's a single cocoa tree in that country.
No, not even that. It's possible that they can acquire like a large amount of let's say large amount of cocoa plantation. Like if they have, as I said, in most I think there's like 5,000 acres.
There are lots of companies in Nigeria, a lot of South African countries that are owned by Dutch companies. Yeah, definitely.
So the whole problem is like, but the thing is,
Dutch and Belgian companies.
The problem that the issue that they have is like they sell it cheap. As I said, they just rip off the
farmers.
Yes, I don't understand that. Do you know that the same thing happens with me where oil is concerned? Yeah. I don't know how we manage to sell cheap and then these people sell like way better.
No, it's because it's the raw material, exactly.
Whatever you refine, it's just like the cheap water that's occurring now. If you are just giving out the pallet, China was giving out like the lithium mines is used to. It's cannot be as valuable as the final product.
Because you can't use the raw material.
Thank you. Can't use just like I'm Robert.
Adding value, that's why it's called value addition. It's like raw rice and jollof rice.
Exactly.
Like you can go to, and again, the price you will buy the food at Mama present for the price if you go to a expensive restaurant in Lagos. So because they believe they've added other value to what you are consuming.
What if I still decide that since you can only get the raw material from me, this is my price?
No, you can set the price. This is what happens. Like OPEC now, they can influence the price of crude by saying we will cut outputs, we will increase outputs. When it comes to the oil they produce, that influences the price of crude because demand and supply. So I think now the price of a barrel of crude is $95 or $94. So that is quite high. And that's because Russia and Saudi Arabia and I think UAE they cut, and India as well. Which other country they cut down their oil output. So to increase, so there's an increase in revenue. So basically the price of food has gone up. So now that has happened, what happens is when that happens, we should be benefiting as an oil producing country. Yeah. But the problem, why? Because the problem for us is because now that it has increased, it means the price of the refined will also increase. So it's creating a bigger problem for us. So instead of benefiting from it, it is now giving us issues rather. So if the the refineries were up and running and working functional and we refine the oil that we needed, then it would not be a big problem for us. But I feel like we've digressed to
let's say education.
Yeah.
Since education does not receive as much funding goes to fintech, education is a whole. I'll say education in Nigeria, it's not that it's bad, but the amount of people applying for school every year keeps increasing, but the school does not increase the amount of, like, let's say, capacity that's needed. It's, if your educational system is actually good, like, let's say, when I say good, you have lecturers are actually good in teaching, but some of them go wild once in a while in Nigeria.
They are good in what?
The lecturer.
They're actually good at
It's not like, this is not my point of view. I'm just saying, I've met a lot of students that, I mean, basically you teach yourself through the course, to be very honest. Like, you are the one teaching yourself through the course.
True. Because again, I would say this, like, if I were to compare my experience, I went to the public uni, I went to the private uni. You would see that in the public uni, I believe it is way harder than the private uni. For me, that's hands down.
Not just
I feel like
you, I feel that
stress-wise,
that's the truth.
Yes.
Stress-wise,
They believe that
the stress you go through, and it's crazy. And I feel like those things can be cut out because I see that in the private uni, it's not like the things that lecturers will put you through in the public university space. They don't even have to do that, but they feel like they need to.
So that
and then they also, some people also take pleasure in you also failing. They take pleasure in things being extremely difficult, and it should not be that way. So I feel like the private school system removes that, takes away those things from the system, and then makes things relatively easy for the students. But public school
But how can we like incorporate technology inside this? Maybe to solve problems like that?
I think there are different ways to help. There was this
online
this this guy that was doing things for, but was a secondary school student, and he was really popular one time. I don't know. Some guy was in Jos. I don't know if it's still working.
During
and
COVID,
stuff.
a lot of that came up.
Yeah, and after COVID, we went away again.
Which is sad.
People went back to.
I would even
I
think
feel
that
like in Nigeria, online classes and all of that is not our thing. Like,
it can be.
There's
There's the process.
It's separating.
Like I said, the question I was trying to get at before we went into the different areas is can we change the mind of people who are investing in these businesses, or what do the technical people need to do to convince investors to?
First, they need to realize that we're in trouble. You know that kind of. So if there's a way that people see that okay, there's a problem here, we can solve. We are offering a solution. I think if you're offering a solution, you should know that okay, definitely if you're offering a solution to the problem, definitely money will follow. So buying into that idea is how we escape, is how we make these sectors grow. Like how to convince these people to buying into the idea that okay, there's actually a market here. You understand? So in the agri space, so I think there's this when me and my team work on that project, and we were saying something about how we can integrate something, how we can integrate into the what is it like microfinance or something like that. And then it was really good. There are just many places where finance can work. Yes, even financial, maybe thing agri-tech or something like that.
Yeah.
There are many places where these things can go. Maybe let us separate the finance from it. Let's just say finance tech, finance maybe another sector, edu tech. It can always be these things. These things can coexist. But so you understand what I'm trying to say?
So
I think I understand what you're saying. But basically, if you look at that space, if you see universities in Nigeria, I would say they are not really serious.
Exactly.
When it comes to business entities, if doing something of that enormity, if you look at, if we actually see, they're already being funded for various research. They get money, but do they come up with anything? No. Even the things they come up with, they have no commercial use. They are not commercially viable. So they're just like child's play and experiments for experimentation. So if you look at, like I always say, if you're talking about like the educational system, Look at certain schools that everybody wants to go to. The Harvard, the Yale, the Columbia, the Oxford, all of these things. Okay, look at Oxford, for example. During COVID-19, they work with, I think it was Moderna they work with, to come up with the Moderna vaccine. That is a school, working with the private sector. The UK government did not give them money. You see schools like Harvard, like all the schools, they have endowments worth billions of dollars.
MIT,
engineers. The government is not funding that. Yes, there are certain researches that the government will say, take. The military will take.
Yes.
This one will take. But you see also private businesses. You can, the Tesla, it can be used for their research and development. What they want to do is they will go to this place. Okay, what are you working on? You see, like the MIT you mentioned. But if you are going for like your PhD and somewhere you want to get into this school, your research project, what you want to work on, you already have investors that will invest in the idea and fund the research that you want to basically work. So this will know, okay, there's something I'm getting at the end of the day. If this thing works, if it is viable, then I can apply this technology into whatever it is I am doing. So, but the opposite is the case with us in Nigeria, because everything is mostly theoretical and people are not actively trying to solve problems and issues in the educational space, which is why there's like a dysfunction and is not there is no relationship between what is taught in schools and what is going on in the economy.
Yes.
I think the main problem is the fact that, like Juma said, nobody is actively trying to solve any problem in this sector. If anybody is going to come up with anything, it's going to be theoretical. It's not going to be like practical or something you can apply. And even that theoretical is coming from a place of how much can I steal from this? Like, how much will I be able to steal and pack up from this thing? And you are going to find a lot of projects and things that just what it is theoretical. Nothing. Nobody is going to actually actively do anything. Nothing is practical. It is just the surface level. So I feel like until we have people that actually bring solutions and are ready to actually do the work. Yeah. Until then, before we can say that, we are closer to solving this problem. And until when that happens, that is when you see an investor say, I see you, I see what you are doing, and I feel I'm comfortable investing money in this. But if it is just surface level, nothing practical, it is not applicable, nobody is going to put money into that. Nobody.
So I guess to round up, what do we think when it comes to like government initiatives and like regulations that can also help make certain, because I believe when we look at certain spaces, I believe policies and regulations drives innovation. If I'm going to invest in any space, I need to be sure that there are policy frameworks that would help me, or that would be investment friendly before I can put my money in that space, so that I know the next day the government they're not going to change their mind and say, no, you can't do this anymore, and then that venue that I was going to make up my money wherever it closes, or because if there are structures in place, if there are policies in place that are investment friendly, then that would also give investors confidence. So what do we think when it comes to like government initiatives or like regulatory frameworks that we need to put in place across board when it comes to investing?
I think I was discussing with me and Tolu, we were talking about the fact that when different administrations come into power, they sort of change maybe something that was going on before. The next person comes in and government need to understand that a lot of everybody's to take up certain things, like the way we're talking about like schools and how schools can. I think you said something about nod in Unilag and all those things. If you have put policies that can attract private bodies, so I guess that will be something we can do.
Okay. So like you said earlier, I feel like first of all we have a major problem in Africa, and I said Africa, make no be like say they attack Nigeria. But then majorly Nigeria, we have more of selfish people than selfless people. We have more of selfish people who are going there for their interest rather than like the interest like generally at large. And I can say that Nigerian government over time have, I don't know, they've behaved and acted like kids, basically. More like, I remember one okay, let me not cite this example, but like where I am going to is the fact that if Toby is in office for 4 years and he has things he is doing, and the honest truth is 4 years is actually not enough to do certain things. So rest assured that by the time he is done, he will have projects that are halfway done, and then me, I come into power. And I can assure you that if there is any government that has actually taken over from the previous government, I feel like it would be difficult for us to find. The reasonable thing would be for me to come in and maybe try and finish up things that he has left undone. But rest assured that if Toby was building a road before his tenure was over, if I come into power, in fact, I might not attend to that road until like maybe my last tenure. Number one, I don't know, for that's why I said childish, and it is not needed, it's not necessary. Just like he said, like people need to, if it is good for if something is good for the good of all, for everybody, nothing stops you from not like taking off from where this person left off. But no, let's say Toby is like in the edutech space before his tenure is over. But rest assured that when this person comes in, I'm going to bring fintech and bring something that will just make it seem like, oh, I'm doing better than Toby, or I have something better to offer, and all of that. And also, yes, maybe everything should not be vested into the hands of the government, because you cannot be everywhere. I mean, even currently, it does not look like the government is capable of like covering everywhere where their business is and all of that. So maybe private bodies should sort this. And maybe not related, but I think in the US they have a lot of private owned prisons, and that helps.
I would not say that helps.
I don't know if it helps, but like prison system compared to Nigeria, do you know, was it not recently that they said they have to sleep, there's a certain kind of way they have to sleep in the little space that they have. But my
systems in America are also terrible. If you want to see the good prisons, you have to go to Europe.
But basically,
I get what you're saying.
Leave it, yes, like you can leave some certain things to private sector and all. And another thing why governments really need to adjust and understand and see the bigger picture of this is good for all is the fact that imagine if there are certain rules and regulations that he did in his own year or his tenure and all, and I'm coming to scrap it and change it, and whatever people that is going, or organizations that is going to affect, they are still there, and it is going to affect them terribly. Do you get? So I feel like, I don't know, maybe they should do sensitization or something and say, be patriotic, do whatever it is that you know is for the benefit of everybody, basically.
For the so-called administration, as Toby said, when you change an administration to another, as a beautiful lady here was talking about also. She said, when you change an administration, as well as when someone is being selfless, that is continuing what the other person left behind. But as I said, everybody just wants to mention that my name must be here, I must be the one to commission this. And they must all know that, okay, after I've left office, they can also say that when they will ask, what did you do during this time, they will be pointing to that, or that it is me that did it. So it's just like policies. If a policy starts from one person and it was made a law to ensure that, okay, this is a law that and it's not, they continue to go there, in how much there's less even move an agency, you can say this people are just, it can be still be under a single agency that already has another function, but you're increasing the distance to know that, okay, yes, this also falls under you, so you can actually help us inspect as well as know what's occurring in this sector also. Those ones will do that. Yes, okay. Just all you have to do is just to increase the numbers of people working there to ensure that it will not be, they will not have congestion to work with. But if you just start something You're not thinking that okay, if I should leave. Some people too have to think that okay, if I'm leaving, will the next person continue this project? Is it feasible for the government? Not like me saying that okay, I should come in and say that I'll be dashing everybody for 5,000. If the next person comes, does it he himself, if you won't say it, will you believe in that? Say that to keep dashing to 5? It's not possible because inflation will come in. So there has to be things that when you are laying a foundation for, even if it's a regulation for fintech, you have to make it that okay, yes, it is going to be profitable. It can be that in my own tenure, I'll move, you'll be tax exempt. So the next person cannot be the one to be collecting a tax. That one will definitely enjoy this, given the fact that you've already removed the tax exempt during your own time. So the next tenure is collecting the tax, which you're supposed to pay. That will be feasible. But if we are not making any policy at all, that they are just doing whatever they like, it's just causing a lot of irregularities because there is no single
not stable.
yes, not be stable. There's no single thing that's been written to follow. So that is what causes.
So basically, I think this is a good place for us to round things up, and next time we'll have maybe another topic, or we'll continue this topic. We'll see what we come up with next time. And I want to say thank you for coming. It's been a great discussion. It's been amazing, and to you guys I say subscribe, share, like the video, comment. Let us know what you think, and see you on the flip side. Bye.